Long ago, in a time forgotten by ages, lived a faithful man named Abraham. His heart overflowed with love for God, and God had blessed him with a precious son named Isaac, the light of his home, the joy of his old age, and the fulfillment of God's promise. One day the voice of God stirred within Abraham's soul. "Abraham," the Lord called, "take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah. There offer him as a burnt offering on a mountain I will show you." The words pierced Abraham's heart. Isaac was the promised child. Through him, God had said nations would rise. Abraham's mind swirled with confusion and pain. Yet beneath the storm stood something deeper, unshakable faith. He trusted that God would still provide, still keep his promises, even when nothing made sense. At dawn, Abraham rose quietly. His eyes carried sorrow, but his voice remained gentle as he woke Isaac. "Come, my son, we are going to worship God." He split the wood, placed it on a donkey, and began the journey toward the distant mountain. For 3 long days, father and son walked side by side, the silence between them filled with unspoken thoughts. When they finally reached the place God revealed, Abraham told the servants to stay behind, and he and Isaac climbed the hill together. As they walked, Isaac looked around curiously and asked, "Father, we have the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the offering?" Abraham looked at his son with deep tenderness and faith. "God himself will provide the lamb, my son." At the top of the mountain, Abraham built an altar with trembling hands and arranged the wood. Every movement felt heavier than the last. With a heart torn in two, he prepared to offer the son he loved, trusting God, even when every step hurt. But just as Abraham lifted his hand, a mighty voice called from heaven, "Abraham, Abraham, do not lay a hand on the boy. Now I know that you fear God, because you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me." Abraham froze, tears filling his eyes. And then he saw it, a ram, caught by its horns in a nearby thicket. God had provided. With overflowing gratitude, Abraham took the ram and offered it in place of Isaac. Together, father and son worshiped, their hearts filled with awe and relief. And there, on that mountain, God blessed Abraham once again, promising that his descendants would be as countless as the stars in the sky and the sand on the seashore, because he trusted God completely. And on that mountain, Abraham named the place Yahweh Yireh, the Lord will provide. For on the mountain of the Lord, provision had come at the perfect moment. Afterward, Abraham returned to his servants. They rose together, gathered their belongings, and traveled back to Beersheba, where Abraham made his home once again, a man strengthened by faith and forever changed by God's promise and provision. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more amazing Bible stories in English and Telugu.